What's going on, guys? Openhand here, back with another build video. It's time for Nioh 3. Um, I recorded a video yesterday, but I figured I would just redo it because I forgot to show some stuff, and there's a little bit of like visual and audio glitching going on. So I just figured I'd, real quickly just re-record it, and hopefully this one turns out a little bit better. But anyways, I just wanted to show the build that I've been using thus far. I haven't quite finished the game yet, but I'm getting pretty close, I think. I'm currently level 105. So yeah, the build though, it is a purely samurai build. I don't use ninja at all, just because gearing is way too expensive to try to gear both sides right now. So I decided to I landed on samurai just because I kind of like the having a little more damage reduction and being a little tankier. And I am using the dual sword here. And basically the idea of the build is there is a stat you can get on equipment and other areas like your guardian spirit and from clan bonuses called life recovery Amrita absorption. And basically what this does is it makes it when you if you have in addition to that another stat called gain Amrita absorption strong attack here, which you can see every time that you strong attack, 3 orbs will pop out of an enemy and they will heal you for each orb. So basically the idea here is I'm using low stance and I'm using dual swords. So when I hit triangle with low stance dual swords, I hit them 4 times with heavy attack, which means 12 orbs will come off an enemy and all heal me for a certain amount based on the amount of life recovery that I have for each orb. Right now I have around 40, so when I hit them, 12 orbs will come off the enemy. 40 times 12 ends up being 480 that I heal for every heavy attack that I do, right? So it's extremely hard to die. That coupled in with a lot of damage reduction and stuff that I have, it's really, really strong. I would, again, not be surprised if this build in the future gets nerfed or something, just because, yeah, I think it's kind of crazy. But with that said, let's go through the gear real quick. I'll try to be pretty quick with this, but I'm using the Regal Lion and Bone Eater, just basically because it had some kind of imbued element on it. Wind, from my understanding, makes it so you do a little more key damage, and they recover key a little bit quicker, or they recover key a little bit slower than the enemy does. So I went with that. And on it, I put low attack damage, life drain, low attack, and strong key damage. If you want, you can also put life recovery and read absorption on your weapon, but I just figured, life drain, low attack's a little bit more flexible. If I want to do some martial arts or something like that, at least I'll heal for a little bit that way, right? Also, you can see here I got a +4 on this, which is crazy. If you're not familiar with it, once you try to upgrade the quality of items from the blacksmiths, there's a small chance that it will have like a critical success or something, and it will increase it by more than 1. And somehow I ended up with a +4 on this. So I'll take it, but super rare. Probably most people will definitely not have that because it's insane. But ended up saving so many materials and stuff. And what you can do if you want is after you try to upgrade it, if you don't get at least like a +2, you can simply just go back to the title screen and try again because it won't save until you go to a shrine. So it's kind of a way you can min-max your equipment and stuff if you really want to put the time in. So yeah, I mean, really good weapon. And then I'm using the Beard Cutter and Lord Kamikaru's bow simply for the set bonus. To be honest, if you have like the 2-piece, the sword and the bow from the Red Crimson, so that's just better because I don't really use martial arts, even though I get a nice Kai or key consumption reduction here. It's better just to use the Red Crimson sword and bow because it gives you increased defense. But it's expensive to respec this kind of stuff, and I don't really want to put the materials and stuff in it right now. So I'm still rolling with this. And then after that, I'm using the whole Tate Nashi set, which if you're not familiar, just basically gives you a lot of damage reduction. And you get a little bit of increased damage based on your equipment weight. This armor in particular is very, very heavy. So that's pretty nice. So you get a good amount of increased damage from that bonus as well. And then 5-piece, again, more damage reduction, and you get additional elemental damage taken reduction. So just a really good set. What I did when I was farming, I pretty much got this build going online around level 70. So what you can do is you could just simply fight a lot of the red revenants or whatever, and just farm gear that way. That's what I did. I kind of rushed to finish the second blacksmith quest because I kind of figured that that would allow me to like actually customize the attributes on my gear. So I was level 70 when I finished that, and then I just fought, these kind of things, the red ones, until I got the gear set that I wanted, which was the Teinashi set, right? Uh, and I think my gear is like, I think stuff was like around level 90 when I was farming for it. Yeah, so I mean, that's just one way you can easily get the gear. I would not recommend actually crafting gear just because it is way too expensive to actually craft gear, especially if you're going to be changing around a lot of attributes. So yeah, I guess after that, oh yeah, the rest of the gear. So what do I have on this stuff? Life recovery and damage taken on every piece. Again, we're trying to be tanky and we want as much life recovery as we can get. And then on the for the third thing on the gear is really just kind of dependent on what's available. Like for example, on these greaves here, I have faster movement from Amrita absorption. So basically, what that does gives me a buff every time that I attack and gain Amrita. I get faster movement speed, and there's a few of these like Palladius Amrita absorption. What this does is it increases the speed of which you fill your Guardian Spirit gauge, and then up here, increased damage dealt Amrita absorption. Obviously, you just do more damage when you absorb Amrita. So you get a lot of buffs basically from just hitting the strong attack button. It's kind of crazy to be honest. And then for the helmets, again, just low key consumption reduction. But one thing you do want to make sure is that you have at least one piece of gear with the gain Amrita strong attack on it. And I've tested putting multiple on pieces of gear, but it does not make a difference on how many orbs come out when you hit them. So it's kind of redundant. So you just sort of make sure you have this on one piece of gear. I think you can get it on your accessories too. So if you could do that and then put something else on your armor, then that's probably fine. But all my accessories are pretty garbage. So I'm simply just using these two-leaf accessories for the melee attack key consumption reduction. So yeah, with that said, guess I can quickly go into my martial arts here. Again, I'm not really using martial arts very much, but there's a few good things to kind of point out here. Particularly, you can get something called Firm Resolve. And basically what this does is when you attack, you get a more damage reduction. And it seems to, I guess, kind of stack if you keep doing it before it runs out or something like that. So this really ends up being a incredible way to mitigate some more damage and add to that tankiness. I guess I should have really gone over here. So yeah, for your Mystic card, Firm Resolve. And then for the actual martial arts themselves, I really don't use much. I occasionally use Twin Dragon's Water to, for like kind of like my ranged option, kind of like ranged AoE. It's pretty good in that regard. But again, I'm just basically spamming strong attack most of the time. Occasionally I'll use God of Wind too, just for fun. Looks really cool. But yeah, basically the game plan is really just to spam heavy attack. And then after that, I guess we can actually titles and stuff. I mean, I'll show you what I got, but it's really just kind of, whatever you really want. There's nothing here that's like a must. So just real fast. I would say like get the gold earned thing though, just so you can get a little more gold to be able to spend on crafting. But yeah, I mean, just kind of whatever you want for the title part. It's not too important. All right. So, stats, which is something I forgot to show last time. I am currently level 105. I have 20 in Constitution, 20 in Heart, because if you're not familiar, it seems like the soft caps start at 20. So anything past 20, you get a little bit of diminishing return. So try to get stuff to 20. And basically in stamina, you put as much as you need to get your current encumbrance weight down to 70%, so you have that B rank agility, which will just save, key on dodging and stuff like that. So after I got 20 in Constitution and Heart, I've been trying to, and I have 13 strength to be able to have my gear and stuff like that. I've been trying to pump intellect just for a little bit more key or key, what is it called? Oh my gosh. Faster key recovery. Basically, you get that from intellect. And the magic I have 12 just so I can have 3 slots, and I think one of my cores require 12 magic, so kind of worked out in that regard. For my guardian spirit, I'm using O, which I guess is the newest one that I got, but this has life recovery and read absorption on it, which is the main reason I'm using it. It has a lot too. It has 12, which is crazy. But it also has stuff like guard key consumption, minus 9%, which is really, really good, and faster key recovery when you deflect, which is nice as well. So just a very, very solid guardian spirit. As far as soul cores go, it's kind of really up to you. The only thing that I would recommend is I got a Nizuchi soul core here that has decreased damage taken on Amrita absorption. Again, basically I just hit heavy attack and I get all these buffs. So if you can find something with that, that's really, really nice. But for the other stuff, just basically whatever gives you the most stats and has the best special effects. Like this one I'm using simply because it has a little bit of strong key damage. But if I find something better, I'll definitely replace it. And for the yin spots, I just have basically debuffs, and I also have the Oasis Talisman. Just gives me healing. I can drop it and I'll heal even more if I need to, which I never do. But it's just something to have. And then after that, oh yeah, I want to talk about the clan production stuff here. So you can join the Toyotomi clan and get a little bit more life recovery. And then I also joined the Kuroda clan and got the damage bonus enhanced. If you're not familiar with what this does, it basically gives you increased damage based on the amount of buffs that you have. Through a little bit of testing, this does not seem as good as I thought it would. It caps out at 5 buffs, and I tested it, and the difference between 4 buffs and 5 buffs was literally 1 damage. So I'm going to replace this probably today since my 8 hours is up, and probably just get increased high attack damage, which I saw in another clan. But let me make sure that's everything. I really don't want to forget stuff again this time. I think that's everything. So yeah, I guess I'll just I'll run around real quick and take out some enemies, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Make sure I'm in low stance this time. But yeah, and I'll kind of show you all just like tankiness and stuff like that. But you can see, just look how many orbs of healing I have. Again, every time I hit them, I get like 12 that come off here. So the healing's insane, and again, just being tanky, and I get a lot of buffs that make me tankier too. When I hit, like I said, the firm stance thing and the buff from my soul core, so I get even more defense after hitting an enemy. Oops. And the nice thing about the Amrita absorption too is that like there's kind of a delayed effect. So a lot of time if you're like attacking and you get hit, like see, I'm still healing like after I take damage. It's kind of like the delayed healing actually, it's really, really nice, surprisingly. So, yeah. And if you want, you can keep pulse and all that, but again, I very rarely run out of stamina and stuff, so. Let's run over here, take out some stuff. I'll probably, I guess, you know, I'll probably upload a little more gameplay, just pure gameplay later after this. This is just obviously a demonstration, but maybe, you know, I'll upload some stuff of me like fighting a boss or something like that. That way you can kind of just see, like, it's really no different on bosses. I just literally spam strong attack. And if you want, you can, you know, keep pulse and stuff, but again, we really don't run out of stamina or anything. Alright, let's see. I really don't want to run around aimlessly. Find some more stuff here. Which I think this is actually the wrong way for enemies. Let's turn around. I probably should have just gone to the, I think there's a camp that I have to clear out somewhere. Yeah, down here. I probably should have just gone over there. Actually, I'll do that. pretty hard on my PC, which is why like the first time I recorded, I had some pretty bad audio visual glitches. Hopefully this time it doesn't do that, but we'll see. It seemed to happen after I loaded into an area, so I'm kind of scared to do this, but. Alright, yeah, I'll just go clear this out real quick. You can see, like, I'm just constantly always at full health. And when I have the buffs, like, I really don't take much damage at all. So it's just super tanky. Like, it's extremely hard to die with this build. Stop blocking. Alright, I'll kill a few more and then probably just call it, just because I don't want this video to be too long. But I think you kind of get the idea. I mean, it's really hard to die. It's super tanky. And again, I don't even dodge. It's really just no point dodging. You know. Except against some bosses, but I think you kind of get the idea. Yeah, just really tanky. Super unkillable kind of build here. Try it out. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. And again, I'll probably upload a little more. Oh, I only got one enemy left. I did not even realize I was in the base. Shoot, he's behind here, right? I guess I'll take him out real quick. Where is he? What the heck? Am I blind, man? I heard something. Is that it? The dog? Okay. Alright, this is the dog. I thought there was a like big yokai thing. Alright, again, thanks for watching. Sorry about that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.